Hello, and welcome to the Live Blissed Out podcast, helping demystify decision making so you can get unstuck and take action. I'm your host, Marisa Houston, bringing you another blissful episode. Have you ever wondered how many decisions we make each day? It is estimated that the average adult makes 35,000 remotely conscious decisions every day. Wow! With so many choices available to us, it's no wonder people feel overwhelmed. As a virtual clutter coach and certified organizational specialist, I discovered that disorder is merely a symptom of procrastination, which is defined as the action of delaying or postponing something. My clients consistently say things like, "I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to do this. I'm afraid I won't get it right. I don't know what options I should consider." This got me thinking a lot about how we go about making decisions, what choices are available to us, and what limiting beliefs we put on ourselves. I meet a lot of experienced and passionate business owners every day who tell me that they spend a lot of time repeating themselves or pointing out specific offerings that make them unique. They tell me that if only their prospects and customers knew what they knew, they would see the value that they provide. For instance, I was chatting with my neighbor about tree trimming services. During our conversation, he mentioned the importance of selecting a company that is insured. The reason he gave me was that if they happened to fall or cause damage to the home without insurance, then the homeowner would have to file a claim with their own insurance service. However, if the company is insured, they would be taken care of. Therefore, hiring someone without insurance means you're taking your own risks to save money. It is important to be aware of this, so there are no surprises. All this made me realize how much we don't know about what to expect, how to plan, and who to trust. I go through the same frustrations as a customer myself. When we start to consider our options, something like this goes through our heads. Can I do it myself? Should I do it myself? And do I want to do it myself? And when we seek professional help, we need to ask for referrals, contact various companies for information and quotes, select the company, and schedule the service. We also need to consider what type of maintenance is involved, what the company has to do versus what we need to do, how often we will need this service, and the best times to schedule, as well as life expectancy and warranties. When purchasing a new item, we also need to consider things like, what will I primarily use this for? Is this something I'll use daily or occasionally? Do I really need this? Am I getting the best value? Where will I store it? What are the differences between model types? Do I need all the features, or am I able to be perfectly happy with the basic functions of the lower-priced version? The questions go on, and we do all this without realizing how much we need to process. I'm sure you'd agree that it can be totally exhausting. Does this all sound familiar? I believe that choices are great. However, having access to too many choices deters us from taking action. This is why it's important to simplify options and be aware of what is necessary so we can feel confident in our decisions. My goal for this podcast is to help simplify all this. I will invite subject matter experts to share their knowledge so we can learn about what to consider, avoid pitfalls, and feel empowered to forge ahead. The purpose of this podcast is to inform, not influence. It is not a substitute for professional care advice by a qualified professional. Myself, as well as guests who speak on this podcast, express our own opinions, experience, and conclusions, and we neither endorse or oppose any particular views discussed here. I have friends in countries all over the world, such as the United States, the Philippines, Spain, Canada, Australia, just to name a few. I understand that the information shared in my podcast may not always apply to other countries, but my hope is that they will still be able to gain insights that help in some way. Topics will range from maintenance, such as car, home, computers, phones, selecting the best products and services, discussing DIY versus professional, health and nutrition, and so much more. I encourage you to join my private community on Facebook to support each other. Let me know what topics you'd like covered on the show, and I will take your suggestions into consideration. You can request to join at facebook.com/groups/LBO podcast. And finally, please subscribe to this podcast so you never miss any of the weekly episodes. I will also direct you to downloadables, offers, and resources on my website at liveblissed.out.com so you can have access to what we cover in the show. I'm super thrilled that you're here, and I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned for my first interview of many to come. So long for now, and remember to keep moving forward.